Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Yeah Gaming. How y'all doing on this fine Thursday? You know, it's been a pretty good day so far, and hey, I've been seeing your comments. I know everyone's been asking for it, so we're bringing back the drink of the day. I got a nice water here. We'll chug that. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Woo, that was nice. Hey, listen. If you're not watching an Yeah Gaming video with a refreshing glass of water or some other beverage, you know, like a soda or a juice or a milk or a coffee or something, what are you doing? It's part of the experience. Even though these aren't uploaded in the morning anymore, but, you know, it's part of the experience. Anyway, today we're talking about FNAF Plus drama, which is fun. We get to talk about U2s and then the bootleg FNAF company, xsmart, who are going at it on Twitter right now, in this little spout over copyright, which is fun. So, we'll get to the main meat of that drama in a second here. But first, I'd like to talk about kind of like my stance on both of these companies before we get really into talking about what this specific drama is. But before we do that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I appreciate you all. Let's talk about U2s. Alright, so U2s as a company is... They're fine, I guess. I don't, like, hate them. I think they do have a lot of good products sometimes. A lot of their, you know, their vinyl figures are pretty good quality. You know, they have a lot of good FNAF ones and a lot of good other ones. I think their plushes are significantly more hit or miss. I think they have, probably, if I were to scale them, I think they have more shit plushes than good plushes, which, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're just not making them right, or they're just cheap. I have no clue. But on the whole, I do not think a lot of their plushes are very good quality, and this is coming from someone who owns a bunch of them. And, you know, they very much range in quality. Like, I think their Vanny plush is, like, really high quality, like their first Vanny plush. But then, like, they have some other plushes, like the Mangle plush was pretty shit. A lot of print on, a lot of gross stuff. The Puppet standing plush is really bad. Once again, a lot of print on. You can, like, run your finger through that and you can see the print on. It's really bad. So the quality control over at U2's is really up or down. However, on the whole, I think they're not, like, the worst company ever. They do make a lot of good products, like I said. Like the Chipper and Son stuff, that stuff's amazing. I'm so glad those exist. I'm really excited to get those. I bought 2 of each. I wanted to keep a set in the boxes and take a set out. So I'm really, really excited for those. And I think they do have good products. However, you know, their plushes are definitely more hit or miss. And the plushes we're going to be talking about in this video, their withered plushies, are not very good. I would say they are on the bad side of things, in my opinion. Which, I mean, obviously opinion-based. But I really don't think they're very good. And that will come up into play a little bit later here after we're done talking about xsmart, the other company that's part of this drama. Now, xsmart is a bootleg FNAF company that has been making these absurdly high-quality FNAF bootlegs for a little bit now. They started out making kind of like, you know, just generic shitty ones, but somehow, some way, they've somehow just started pumping out like really high-quality ones. And obviously, the main thing we're going to be talking about is their Withered collection, which, in my opinion, looks fucking phenomenal. And it looks like it looks like better than what Funko would have done with the Withereds in their style. It's like ridiculous. So I think their Withered collection is really good, but it is a legal and a moral gray area, like just these plushes existing. Right? Because some people will say that, you know, but if you buy these plushes or support these plushes, you're not supporting the real Withered plushes that support the companies, like, you know, Hex and U2s, but obviously those are all premium products that cost a lot of money, and these bootlegs are cheaper. Even if they're probably a little higher, you know, in price for bootlegs, they're still cheaper than the U2s and the Hex. So it's really a moral and legal gray area. Well, not legal. Well, hold on. Put a pin in that. It's a moral gray area if you want to buy these or not. Legally, these fucking people can get sued into the ground, and that's actively what's happening right now. Scott Cawthon is going after these people, and Stryker, which is the FNAF like licensing company, they're going after these people right now, and I think they're suing them. There's some kind of active lawsuit going on with FNAF and xsmart, which makes this U2 stuff even weirder. But there is some kind of active lawsuit happening there. But yeah, there's your 2 camps for this little drama story here. We have U2's, you know, this big company that does a lot of pop culture stuff with varying quality. And we have this definitely illegal, somehow very high quality set of plushes over at xsmart. Alright, so, and like I said, we're talking about competing lines of withered plushies here, which is where this all starts. So, this morning, or something, no, not this morning, sometime, actually, no, probably was this morning, like really, really early this morning, or sometime later yesterday, I don't fucking know. It was found that U2's had filed a DMCA strike on xsmart Global's Withered plushies. Specifically, it is noted that the Withered Bonnie plush was targeted here. And the little email says, or the copyright DMCA notice says, rights owner communication. The product listed on Amazon is an unauthorized pirated production of our copyrighted and trademarked original plush design. The product is listed to create market confusion and sell to customers with the intention of tricking them into thinking it was an official YouTube's product. We have not licensed our ownership to the party selling and wish to have it removed. And then they list the copyrighted content, quote unquote. And right off the bat, I mean, it's a FNAF bootleg. It's definitely not a YouTube's bootleg. This is just lying. Which, I mean, YouTube has the quote-unquote upper hand here because they're in the legal right to, make and produce FNAF plushies. So they can technically, bully the smaller bootleg company and say, oh, you're trying to rip us off specifically, when this Withered set has existed longer than the YouTube's one and has nothing to do with the U2's one. It's not advertised like it's a U2's. They don't look like U2's, even remotely. They're significantly different looking. Like, they look more like Funkos. If fucking Funko wanted to copyright these people, that'd be way more reasonable than U2's doing it. I don't really get that. This comes off to me like the xsmart bootlegs were selling better than the U2's ones because they're cheaper, look better, and they were butthurt by that and decided to strike them. Even though they have nothing to do with the U2's plushes at all, and are completely different. It really just feels like a petty thing, where it's like, even though there's an active lawsuit going on with Scott Cawthon and this company right now, let's just kick them even more. Let's just take these people down even more. And like I said, moral gray area if, these are good or not. Because, some of the companies that have the FNAF IP that you're giving money to are also shit. So, I mean, do you want to give it to these random people that are, seemingly doing nothing wrong other than making bootlegs? Or do you want to potentially give it to, like, a shit company? That's, like, up in the air. And not saying, like, that's U2's or Hex or, anything like that, but, I think Jazzwares is it, the company that's getting the license for FNAF stuff right now. They're a pretty bad company. So, that's up, that's just, like I said, moral gray area stuff. It's really weird. But yeah. Pretty much this just looks like U2's wants to take this competition down because they're better quality and they're cheaper. I don't know why them specifically are taking these down and not just Scott Cawthon, which would probably be easier, and I don't think anyone would be complaining because it really feels like petty when it's U2 specifically doing it. But they did respond a couple times on Twitter here, so we'll go through that right now. Alright, U2's support said, hey, our copyright and trademark management team works on behalf of both U2's and the partners we officially license product from. The company in question, xsmart, uses U2's branding, specifically our trademark collectibles logo, on many of their unlicensed products, which is the reason for various takedowns. As you'll see later, this is just not true. Their collectibles logo is definitely inspired by the U2's one, 100%, but it's not the same. The font is different, the way the slant of the rectangle around it is different, and xsmart will clap back and bring that up in a second here. But this just seems like a fucking terrible response, especially when the listing that got striked down for a DMCA, nothing on there is saying it's like fucking talking about that specific part of the branding. It's saying that it's trying to disguise itself as a U2's and get people to buy it instead of the U2's when, like I said, no, not at all. The packaging looks nothing like U2's, like, really. And the product looks nothing like U2's, really. So, once again, this just feels really petty, especially coming from U2's. Alright, then xsmart Global clapped back and said, please guide these words of yours. Show all your community and customers that you're right. When and where have we used your logo? We don't even like your products. So, xsmart clapping back here, saying, fuck you, U2's, we don't even like your products. Where the hell are we using your logo? And then Todd from U2's responded saying, the collectibles typography here is directly ripped from our logo, including how it's presented with a slanted rectangle. Additionally, you're in an active lawsuit with Scott for infringing on FNAF, correct? Meaning this wouldn't be the first time you violated someone's trademarks. So, that's a response. And then they have a picture here of showing, what the collectibles thing looks like, which is very, like I said, it's very similar to the U2's one. But as xsmart will respond here in a second, it's not. The font is different. The way it's slanted is slightly different. It's not the same. I kind of see the argument to an extent, but it is different enough that I think if these two logos were put up in court, I don't know if U2's would win, other than the fact that they probably have more money than xsmart. That might, help, but I have no idea. All right, finally, we have the xsmart clapback, the final one. They say, we don't know how well you know about copyright design. The original text of your logo registration is as follows. The mark consists of the word U2's collectibles in a stylized font. The inside of the two O's in twos contain a semicircular figure, and the term collectibles is inside a rectangle with a dot on each side of the word. Our logo. The font collectibles uses a completely different font from yours. It is in a skewed trapezoid, not a rectangle, and does not have any dots. So, is it a copy? Besides, according to your report, our product misleads customers that it comes from U2's. If you have any doubts with the logo copyright, you should report the logo issue properly. Don't make a false report, and now you reply with another issue. Besides, you citing the case between us and Scott does not say anything about the problem. That is public knowledge to me and everyone. We believe that U2's has no authority to accuse us of those characters. The authority lies with Mr. Scott and Stryker Entertainment LLC. You should not provide other evidence to cover up your false report. What a shame for a big brand. So that's a pretty good response, I think. It's saying, why are you bringing up the logo shit that has nothing to do with the original takedown as far as I can tell? And this should not be your ballgame. Mr. C, Scott Cawthon, should be the one dealing with this directly, not U2's. And like I said at the beginning, this really just feels like a petty thing where it's like these bootlegs are selling better than ours, they're getting better reception than ours, just strike them down, just take them down, take out the competition. Which, it's kind of already happening with Scott Cawthon in the lawsuit, if they win, which they probably will. They're gonna have to be taken down anyway, so this is just like, kicking down a dead dog while it's already fucking dead, dying on the ground. But, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think all I have to say now is that if U2's didn't want to be in this position in the first place, maybe they just should have designed their Withered plushies better. They do have good plushies, they've designed good plushies before, but these just really aren't it. Like, I really hate the Chica one. I think the stylization for the big mouth looks really stupid. Foxy and Freddy have bedroom eyes for some reason. I'm not really sure what that's about. And then Bonnie's the best one for sure. But, I mean, I would not say it's better than the xsmart one. So, I mean, there you have it. I'm really interested to see what that lawsuit goes with Scott and xsmart. I think the good timeline would just be if Scott and xsmart worked together officially, because the xsmart plushies, for as weird as that brand is and some of the relations they have, they are very high quality, and I would just be lying through my teeth saying they're not high quality. So yeah, that's the good ending, but that's, not happening at this point. So, very sad on that, I guess, but yeah, that's pretty much all I want to talk about today. So thank you all so much for watching. I've been Gaming, and I'll see you all next time.